Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Can you see us? Hello.
Anybody hear me?
If you are truly a fan and a dream catcher, then you will know who this is. This is Mandy, aka my what would you call yourself?
Podcastinista.
Yeah. So together, me and Mandy have a podcast called Brown Ambition, but Mandy also works for the sponsor of the Live Richer Challenge. It is the reason why the challenge is free. So you already know my free dance. Free what? Free what? So it's the reason why it's totally free. Magnify Money is like my new BFF. Sorry, Drina. And so one of the things before we get started is I would like for y'all, and I'm going to come see you. Actually here, good, perfect. I would like for y'all to go to Magnify Money on Facebook. So magnify like magnifying glass, money like money.
All one word.
Yes, all one word. And I would like for you guys to like their page and say thank you.
Just give us a little bit of love.
Yes, because honestly, like the Live Richer Challenge is not free. Not even a little bit, not even a half a little bit, not even a lot of it. It's not free to produce. It costs a ton of money, quite honestly, to put it together. It's a big undertaking. And one of the reasons why I'm able to do so is because of sponsorship. And this year, Magnify Money totally stepped up to the plate and became our title sponsor, which is huge. So the least you can do is click like on their Facebook page and just say thank you. But the reason why I sponsored or I partnered with Magnify Money is not because they gave that guap. Because quite honestly, a lot of people offer me money, and most of the time it's not a fit, But what I like about Magnify Money is that for years I was using them because they're super dope. So I go to Magnify Money anytime I want to find a financial product or service, because I know that at Magnify Money that they're going to honestly review it. Because there are literally some sites that you can go to for review, but they paid for an A. And I didn't know that. There's some sites, I'm not even gonna mention them.
Pay to play.
Yes. And so Magnify Money, I actually met the president? Oh, no, what's it called?
Yeah, Lord of the Universe.
Yeah. Of Magnify
CEO.
Money. Of the
co-founder.
Yes, Nick. And so I met Nick at like an event, and he was telling me about his website. And I was like, he told me how he used to actually work in the credit card industry and how he saw how soulless it was and how he kind of wanted to make his soul right by doing the right thing. So he created this company where he could help people like me and you. We don't have all day to look and like find all of the different deals and stuff, where he instead would use his know-how to show you exactly what products and services are going to be best for you. And you're going to know that it's an honest review, and it's going to be easy to figure out because it's like an A means good, an F means bad. And so Magnify Money is just dope anyway. But like I said, go to Facebook, Magnify Money, all one word. Like them and just say, hey, the Budgetista sent me. Hey, thank you.
And we're so excited to be sponsoring this year's Live Richer Credit Edition Challenge.
Yes.
And I mean, I know Tiffany obviously way before I even worked at Magnify Money. So it's just like, I can't wrap my head around all the worlds that are colliding right now.
It's true. Like Mandy and I have known each other way before this. And like actually one of the first stories anybody ever wrote on me, because Mandy's a journalist. She wrote about me before, I was really doing anything. Mandy was like, I see you.
You're doing a little something.
Just a little something. And then we ended up starting a podcast called Brown Ambition. Hits Brown Ambition. We need you to listen. It has nothing to do with the challenge.
BrownAmbitionPodcast.com.
Yeah. And we're really proud of it. It's dope and it's fun. Okay, so let's get down to business. Yeah. What is the Live Richer Challenge? So
what is the Live Richer Challenge?
It is an annual challenge that we do every year. It runs 22 days, so the first 3 weeks of the year. And the way the challenge works is collectively, the first Monday of the year, we start the challenge, which is tomorrow if you're watching live. Tomorrow, which is January the 2nd. And the way the challenge works is beginning on January the 2nd, Monday if you're watching live, or the first Monday of the year, you get a small, easy financial task in your inbox. So whatever email you use to sign up for, you get a small, easy financial task in your inbox. And
ensure you're lit well.
Okay. And that task is going to lead you toward the overarching goal. So every year the challenge has a specific goal. The 2016 goal was savings, and we saved like $25 million plus, right? So the 2017 challenge, the goal is credit. I know, the book came out, a little Vanna Black going on.
Real.
It is. And so it's all about credit. So we're going to help you to learn how to raise your credit score and to fix and really clean up your credit report. That is the goal of the challenge. So every week we have specific kind of themes. So week 1 is credit knowledge. So the first week, so let's put it, because Mindy's too cute for you guys not to see it. Woo! We almost lost her. So
I'm still here.
So week 1 is credit knowledge. So it's going to be all about what's your credit score and how did you get there and why is this on your credit report? And have we frozen? I hope not. No, we're not frozen here. If we're frozen, let me know in the comments.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Where do the comments on YouTube pop up?
Right here. Okay, so good. So I want to make sure because we're frozen on here, which is weird. I'm just
gonna the live feed.
Yeah, that's it. But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So if we're frozen anywhere, just let us know because we want to make sure that you guys can hear us. So week 1, credit knowledge. Like how do you calculate how is your credit score calculated? How is there we are.
Good. Thank you.
So week 2 is credit improvement. How do you actually improve your credit? Because you might know, okay, there's 5 components of my credit score. I kind of figured out why my score is the way it is. So what do I do about it? That's week 2. It's the work, basically, week 2. And week 3 is credit maintenance. So now you know how your credit is calculated. Now you know how to fix it. How do I maintain it? So that's week 3. And then we always have a final day that I like to call the Live Richer Day. And that day really just, I want you to kind of take all that it is that you've learned and figure out how do you apply it to your overall life. Because for me, money is not the goal. It is merely the tool that you use toward the goal or a tool that you use. So remember, money is not the goal. It is merely a tool to use toward the goal. All right, so that's how the challenge works. And so some of the ways to make sure that you succeed during the challenges. 1, do it. So when the email comes to your inbox, actually try and do it. 2, make sure you get yourself an accountability partner, someone who is sister, mother, cousin, friend, coworker, whoever, find someone. And if you are inside of our private Facebook group, you can find an accountability partner there. So when you sign up for the challenge, 1, you get this free starter kit. Yeah, go back. If we freeze at any moment in time, just refresh the screen.
People are helping people out.
Okay, good, perfect. Okay. So 1, make sure that you have a partner because sometimes it's hard to do stuff just on your own. Get at least one other person that you can work with. If you don't know someone in your personal life, when you join the challenge, you're invited to join our private Facebook group. And when you're there, just type, hey, my name is Tiffany. I live in New Jersey. I would love an accountability partner. You can work virtually, or if you find someone that lives in your town, you can work, together. I've seen people who've formed accountability groups. So that's one way to definitely guarantee your success. Don't do it alone. 2, you want to make sure that you take your time because it can be a little overwhelming. So let's just say you start and then something happens, you lose your job. Don't think you have to plow on through it. No, take a break. The great thing about the challenges is that every January we do it collectively together. There's about 250,000 of us doing it right now. And so I know that's crazy, right?
How did it start? How many were there the first year?
The first year was 10,000. So we've been growing. We grown now.
So exciting.
And so there's 250,000 of us. And I forgot my train of thought. What was I saying?
I'm sorry.
No.
My bad.
No. What I'm saying is that you're not alone. And so, so let's just say, yes. So let's just say you're starting the challenge and you lose your job or something happens and you're like, I can't focus right now. The great thing about the challenge is that we do it together collectively. But then what happens is that after the challenge is done, the 3rd week in January, we automate it. And at any time you can re-sign up and start the process again. So literally all year long, you can start the challenge in July, in October, in December. You can always restart the challenge if you don't complete it when we do it together collectively. Because I know things happen, right? And so someone's like, I need a partner.
Wanda from Maryland.
Ah, look at Wanda.
I
know that is. And so a great thing too is that's one of the reasons why I created the book, because some people, the challenge is always free. Know that you don't have to get the book in order to succeed. But I know some people like to like I have worksheets in here. So some people like to have a tangible, physical copy of the challenge. So that way throughout the year, if they want to do it themselves or if they want to gift it to a niece or mother or whatever, know that the challenge book is always available on Amazon. I'm going to put all of these links that I'm going to talk about. Oh, there you go. I'm going to put I'm going to put all the links that I'm talking about inside the description of these videos so you can see. Let me see what else. So sponsored, I have a look. You know the teacher in me, I got my list, honey. Look at my crappy handwriting. All right, so sponsored by Magnify Money. Follow them.
I'm just here to chill.
I don't know what the challenge is about. Because then we're going to actually ask questions and Mandy's going to help me answer them. I just want to make sure you have what you need to know how the challenge works. So you know how usually I give to you guys and I don't really ask for anything? Well, I'm asking for something. So when I first started the Budgetnista, I started it when I was struggling financially and I was trying to figure out how to fix myself financially. And I felt really alone and afraid and ashamed. And I thought to myself as I was digging my way out of that, dang, this sucks all by myself. It shouldn't be like this. Like, if you want to do better, there should be 1, tools to help. 2, there should be some sort of community where people can help you do this. And so I created the Budgetnista to provide that for other women like me, right? And so as a result, you know, we've grown and we've grown and we've grown, but I still feel like, because I still get messages from people who say, I'm alone, I need help. I'm alone, I need help. I cannot physically reach every single person. I need you to help me do so. Here's how. So the challenge is free. It is always free. This is our 3rd year doing it. You can trust it. It's just a dope system that we do. But I want you to share the challenge with everyone that you know to help. Because there are still women out there who are secretly suffering. And I'm telling you, they're in my inbox every day. And then I tell them, well, this is free resource, girl. You ain't alone. Join the group, girl. You're not alone. And they're like, oh my God. And then I feel bad. I'm like, how does she not know? Because I can only say but so much. I need you to tell your sister, your cousin, your aunt. The next time your coworker complains about being broke, I want you to be like, girl, there's this group. There's this Live Richer challenge. You can get your what life. Right? And so I want you to share the challenge. And one of the ways you can do so is we created this really free, really cool overlay. It says I am learning to take my credit to the next level for free. And you can get that overlay at LRC for Live Richer Challenge, LRC profile pic, PIC.com. And tomorrow I'm going to ask that everyone post on their social media platform, especially Facebook and Instagram, their picture. So what happens is you upload your personal picture. There's going to be like a little stamp that says, basically, I'm doing the Live Richer Challenge, and share it, because someone is going to say, what's that? You're getting your challenge together for free, your credit together for free. How? And they're going to want to sign up. Right now we have 250,000. I want 500,000 women by the end of the year, at least. Then the next year, 1 million. Then the next year, I want to create an army of women that look like me, that are otherwise ignored by the financial industry. Let's be real. They ain't trying to talk to us. But I want them to see, like, no, you have to take it seriously. 1, we've got our credit together. 2, we're saving. 3, we know how to budget. 4, we're reducing our debt. I want us to be powerful. And one of the ways to exercise your power is to do so through your finances. No one wants to hear you if you're broke. I'm telling you, that's not what moves this world. And as long as we don't have, we will continue not to have. And so I can't, like I said, I cannot do it alone. And I want, that's one thing I do ask of you, is to share this movement with as many women as possible. I know we have some guys that listen, but I'm not talking to y'all. I love y'all, but I started this for women. Because there's always a dude that's like, what about me? I'm like, boo, you're here.
You have the world.
Yes, right? Exactly. This is for us. Yeah. All right, so that's really it. Okay, so now we're going to take some questions for the next 15 minutes, and then we're going to be out of here, all right? So let me just do a quick recap. Magnify Money is our dope sponsor. You can thank them.
Mandy, sign.
Right?
MagnifyMoney.com.
Yes, you can thank them by going to Magnify Money, one word, on Facebook and saying, thank you, Budgetnista sent me, and liking their page. That's all they ask for, like their page. So that's 1. 2, the challenge starts tomorrow if you're watching live, January 2nd, 2017. And anytime after that, you can start it and automated. It's automated, and you can sign up for it at any time at lrccredit.com. The book for the challenge, if you need it, it's on Amazon. Don't do the challenge alone. Get an accountability partner, join the group, ask for help, and share this movement, so that way we can flex on them, and show them that we have power because we've got the money. All right, so let's take some financial questions. All right, so some of you had some credit questions. If you have some, we're live in the group, and we're also going to be
I saw one earlier that popped by.
Okay, I didn't
catch the name, but she wanted to know about the 7-year rule for credit. credit.
Stuff falling off?
Yeah, stuff falling off your credit report in 7 years.
So go ahead, Manny. You just smart.
Oh, okay. Okay. So at MagnifyMoney.com, credit scores are our business. I mean, we love educating people about them. The 7-year rule basically essentially says that when you have a delinquency or a bad line on your credit report, after 7 years, it's going to fall off. So essentially, if something's on there and you can't dispute it, it really happened, it's not going anywhere, just take some time, be patient. After 7 years, it should fall off. Personally, when I graduated from college 7 years ago, what did I do but miss my first 2 student loan debt payments while I was like living my eat, pray, love life in South America?
Not a good move.
And just this past summer, those little puppies fell off my report finally, and I gained like 40 points.
7 years.
In a month. So it's real, it's annoying, but at least you get that little break after 7 years.
Exactly. So the thing is this, the people ask all the time, maybe they'll say something like, but I'm paying now, why is it still on there?
Because it happened.
Yeah.
You missed that payment.
I mean, I want to be like, girl.
That month, whatever, 2 years ago.
So let's just say you're a senior in high school, right? I know, just last year, right? You're a senior in high school, and you're like, dang, I remember I got a D in gym freshman year. When you pull up your transcript, even though now you're getting an A in gym, guess what's still on there? That D, because it happened. And that's the same thing with your credit report, that just because you're doing right now does not mean it's going to erase the bad things. The bad things will eventually fall off, but your credit report is a report of what actually happened. All right, so let's see. Somebody said, what about paying to delete debt? What do you feel about it? I think I missed it.
I don't get it.
All right, we're gonna, I'm like, you guys are so going so fast. I'm like, hold on. When is let me see. I'm like, you guys are going so fast.
Oh my God,
I know. Okay.
How do you brace for a repo?
Okay. I know, right? I'm like, you guys are going so fast. Okay, what is the debt ratio and how do you apply it? Okay.
Utilization rate?
Yes, let's do that. Woo.
Yeah. Woo. Okay, we caught one. Like catching fish. We need someone here reading these.
I know.
Utilization ratio or rate basically means how much your credit is available to you and how much are you actually using. Mm-hmm. So if you have 2 credit cards with one's $5,000 and one is another one for $5,000, you have a total available credit limit of $10,000. The trick here is to use as little of that available debt as possible, because that tells credit companies, credit reporting bureaus, hey, this girl has self-restraint. She's not going to use all of her entire credit limit. Now, the sweet spot you want to be in, we usually say at Magnify Money anywhere below 20%. You can go up to 30%, but I like the 20% because it's a little bit lower, and it really trains you to not max out your credit cards. So if you have a $10,000 limit, that means don't spend any more than $2,000 on your cards per statement period.
So see, like that's, people don't realize that they think to themselves, well, oh, I've got a $10,000. What is it? Oh, I've got a $10,000. Okay, I've got a $10,000 card. I can use $7,000. No, that's way too high. You're actually bringing down your score. Anything over using 30% of that limit, you're bringing down your score. Okay, what was the other one?
So someone wants to know, how do you improve your credit when you can't get approved for new credit?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I know one thing I really enjoy. I think that secured cards are a great way to go, right? So let's just say you can't get approved for like a normal credit card. So the purpose of a secured card is really to help people who can't get approved for a normal card. I suggest if you go to magnifymoney.com, right? If you go to magnifymoney.com, you can actually, there's like a little tab, and you can pull that and it'll say secured cards. And you basically type in, I think you type in like what your credit score is and some other information about, I guess, maybe what limit you want. And they will generate what's best for you, what secured card you should try to go for. So the way a secured card works is this: the bank does not trust you because you don't have the great credit. So the bank will take like usually about $500 or $600 of your own money and put it in a a money market account, which is basically a savings account for you. And your limit is that $500 or $600. So as you swipe, if you don't pay, the bank is good because they're like, you know what? If she swipes up to $5,000, which is $500, which is her limit, and she doesn't pay, we got her money in the savings account. We'll just take it from there. And so the good thing about it is if you get your secured card from an actual bank versus just a company that issues a secured card, the bank will actually upgrade you to a regular card after about 8 months to a year of using a secured card properly. And so, yeah, that's one of the ways is to go for a secured card. Ask your bank if they have one. Go to magnifymoney.com and look for a secured card to fit you. What's another?
We have an excellent secured card tool. Just Google Magnify Money secured card. Perfect place to shop. So I caught some fish.
Okay.
Someone wants to know, is it a bad idea to close my store credit card if I've paid it off and want to get rid of it?
What do you say?
So a store credit card, first of all, they're terrible.
Yes, I was gonna say they're the devil.
Listen, my sister, I don't want to call her out, but I'm gonna, has a Lane Bryant store credit card with a 27% interest rate.
That's crazy.
So basically, that's like paying them money just to borrow their money.
Yes.
It just that debt just completely gets out of control. You don't pay it 1 month, and then after the next month, it goes on and on. Store credit card's terrible. When you want to close it, I would say don't close it if you think you can trust yourself not to be tempted to use it again. Because when you close a credit card, what's happening is, remember we talked about your utilization rate? That includes how much debt you have available to you. And the bigger that number is, the more debt you have available to you and the less debt that you use, the better you look.
Yeah.
So you want a very large available credit limit.
Yep.
And across all of your cards. So if you close a store credit card that has $2,000 on it, and then you're left with half of what you used to have, that's going to drag down your utilization rate. And it could actually hurt your score to close the card. However, I would say it's really up to you. I mean, I just told you the negatives, but you have to really look at yourself and see if you can trust yourself not to use that Victoria's Secret or whatever credit card and be tempted, because if you're just going to rack up more debt and pay that like double-digit interest rate, you're going to hurt yourself in a whole different way in the long run.
Yeah. Somebody asked, how does the statute of limitations work? So statute of limitations, I'll say for
debt collection.
Yeah. So let's talk about revolving debt. So basically credit cards. So every state has their own statute of limitations. In New York and New Jersey, where me and Mandy live, it's 6 years. So what that means is after 6 years of non-payment, then the people that you owe have 6 years to basically use any legal means to collect from you, right? So then after 6 years,
my Nordstrom card, the devil.
After 6 years, then the courts are basically like, look, you had your time. Let that person live, because you have 6 years to literally use the court system to get your money. And so the statute of limitations says after 6 years, well, in New Jersey, New York, some other states it's 3 years, some other states it's 4 years, some states 10 years. So after that statute of limitations, your debt becomes what they call zombie debt. So think about a zombie. A zombie is like dead but alive. So it's like, do you still owe that company? Yes. But legally, they're not supposed to use the court system to collect from you because they had their time. And so that's what it means. It means like you still technically owe, but technically they can't collect after statute. So you want to check your statute of limitations. That's what man. You want to check your statute of limitations in your state, because a lot of times people will still try to collect from you past the statute. Yes, there's life after bankruptcy. I just want to say that.
There is life.
There is life.
Someone wants to know, and it was all caps. Where did it go? Oh, how many credit cards is too many? Tricky question.
It is. I say it depends. I mean, like, I'm a business owner, so I have my business credit card and I have my personal credit card. I have I have three, but like really only one of them I really use. So I would say it depends. I mean, I don't think anyone needs 20, you know? I would say there's a thin line between 5 and 1.
Well, you have to ask yourself why you have so many.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people out there who are running their miles and they're getting all these travel rewards cards and like just taking out card after card after card just to get the points. That's a whole science and a whole hobby that not everyday people should be doing. There's not really too many though. I mean, so you have a long life, like actually FICO, which is like the generator of credit scores, did a study recently to look at people who have credit scores over 700 in the excellent range, and most of them have like a dozen credit cards or more. Like, because over your life, you close cards, you get cards, and it's not just credit cards you have a mortgage and a car and student loans, and your kids have student loans and you're on them. So I wouldn't focus on the number of cards that you have. I would focus on the amount of debt you have versus your available limit. Max that utilization rate and try to get that as low as possible, and focus on not using all of the cards, you're not financing every purchase that you make. So you have to take out card after card because you maxed out that card and you have to get a new card. That's a big red flag that you're out of control.
Yeah, out of control. Get it together. No, we love you.
Someone wanted to know how, I answered that one. Oh, difference between a soft inquiry and a hard inquiry.
This is good. So a soft inquiry is when someone pulls, you know how you get like, the Gap says you're pre-approved, or United Airlines says you're pre. That means they basically, this is what I say, a soft inquiry means that somebody pulled your GPA. You know how like in college your GPA is at 3.2. So they get like a general overview of you and issue you a pre-approval, right? You didn't allow it, so it's not like you saying, but so It just means that they got a general overview of where you stand financially. A hard inquiry is you giving someone your transcript, where they see all of your grades and all of that. So you have then given someone permission to look at your financial life. And as a result, then you're likely going to lose a few points as a result. Because anytime that you give someone access to your credit and you allow it, that means you're looking to get into more debt. This is what it signifies to the credit bureaus. And so sometimes as a result, they kind of punish you for that. Now, getting a hard inquiry is part of life, meaning when you go to get a car, when you go to get a house, but don't give it away at TJ Maxx. I love you, TJ Maxx. If you want to sponsor, that is no way, shape, or form. Yes, but I'm just saying that, like, don't give it away at a store. Don't lose points at a store by opening up a store credit card, you know? So save your hard inquiries for things that really, really matter.
Someone wants to know, several people want to know about Credit Karma, and someone mentioned Quizzle. Credit Karma and Quizzle are these sites where you can get a free estimate of your credit score. Mm-hmm. And actually, if you go through the literature challenge, Magnified Money has put together a total explainer to the free credit scores out there, because a bunch of different websites and even credit cards now offer you free score, and some of them are FICO scores, and some of them are like an estimate of your FICO score. Mm-hmm. But since you asked specifically about Credit Karma, I think it's pretty reliable. Mm-hmm. Credit Karma, I think, generates 2 different estimates of your score based on TransUnion and Equifax data.
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. There's 2. So there's 3 credit bureaus. These free sites don't use credit data from all 3 of them. So some sites get them from 1, some sites get them from 2. Yeah. It's really more of like a guidepost. It's not going to be your actual real FICO score.
Yeah. It's a Vantage score, right? Isn't that what Credit Karma?
Some of them have Vantage scores. Okay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But a good place to get your FICO score, which is like the credit score that 99% of lenders actually use, is Discover. Yep. What's Discover's thing called? The Discover tool.
Scorecard. So
Scorecard,
just Google Discover Scorecard, and it's free, and that's a really good place. I've gotten mine from there.
You don't have to be a Discover card member. You don't have to sign up for anything, and they give you your actual FICO score estimate, which is really valuable as you're tracking your score. And I think most of these are updated once a month. Mm-hmm. So that's the most. It won't help you to check every single day, but you can check every month and get your score.
Yes. So this is good. Yeah. Wow. Like, you guys are like, want it.
I know. People seem really excited.
I want to buy a house as a first-time buyer. How my student loans affect me. Good one. So you want to, so I'm actually buying a house. This won't be my first time, but I'm buying a house with Boo. Actually, you know, Mandy's Boo's here. And he's like, no, don't tell people.
I haven't seen her yet.
Oh, yeah. So Mandy and I just got engaged this year, right?
I've been engaged over a year.
Oh, excuse me. She's an old lady.
I'm an old engaged lady.
And so I'm buying a house this year with Boo. And so I have student loan debt. And any debt that you have is going to affect your ability to purchase a house, because a house is more debt. Mm-hmm. So they're going to look to see what you make versus what you owe. And so let's just say your student loan debt is $10,000, and your monthly payment is $200 a month, but you make $8,000 a month. You know, let's just say something incredible like that, right? They're going to look at it and be like, student loan debt's not an issue. Your student loan payment is $200 a month, and you make $1,000 a month. They're going to say, ooh, how are you going to fit a house in there? So that's how it affects. It's not just your student loans, it's any debt that you owe. They really like to see you debt free, but that's not feasible for everyone. So just know that your payments versus what you make are what they're going to be looking at. That's how it's going to affect.
And one thing I'll mention, because
who is this? Hold on now. We're going to, let me block user. Thanks, Banana P. You're out.
Okay. Ruthless.
Yes, I'm like, no, we don't put that in here. No.
So earlier someone asked, what were you talking about? What did you just talk about?
Boo, life,
buying a house with student loan debt and how that, okay, yeah. Somebody asked how different types of credit impact your credit score. The credit mix, actually. Mm-hmm. So different types of credit are treated differently on your credit report. So there's 2 different kinds of debt. There's revolving, like a credit card, which you get every month and you kind of keep making payments on, and the balance changes or whatever, your payments change. And then there's non-revolving debt, like a student loan debt or a mortgage or a car payment. It's actually better for your credit score to have fewer revolving debts, like credit debt, and more non-revolving debt, like student loan debt, auto and mortgage debt. Now, no debt is good debt. Like, I don't really buy into that.
I don't like that either.
But when you're, applying for a mortgage, they're going to be okay. They're probably going to like it. They're going to be less judgmental if you have 4 student loans than 4 Macy's credit cards or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's something to keep in mind.
Somebody asked a good question real quick. It said, can hard inquiries be removed early? I'll say this. So Nativa Hurd, who is the credit mista, she's awesome. She actually also helped to make sure that the information in the Live Richer Challenge Credit Edition is up to date. Like, so I understand credit, but I don't study credit all day, every day. And that's what Nativa does for a living. And so I asked her, can you take a look at it? She said, sure. And so Nativa told me this. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize. So inquiries stay on your credit report for 2 years, hard inquiries. And I knew that. But she said, really, they only affect your score in the first few months. So meaning that like an inquiry that's a hard inquiry that's still there after a year and a half is not really dragging down your score. And so although you might not be able to get inquiries off early, that don't worry about its effect on your score past a few months. So just keep her name. So her name is Nativa Hurd, the credit nista, somebody said. Nativa, yep, N-E-T-I-V-A Hurd. She's awesome. Like you'll see her all throughout the challenge. When you get the challenge email tomorrow, it's gonna take you to where it's gonna take you how to do the first task, and you're gonna see Nativa's information at the bottom of every challenge day. So that way, if you want to connect with her, you'll be able to connect with her. Oh.
Do people know that sometimes you can ask to get pre-qualified for a card? Like some websites, actually, a lot of bank websites, and magnifymoney.com has a really good blog post on this. If you Google Magnify Money pre-qualified, we have a page where you can see if you get pre-qualified for dozens of different personal loans. We just used it to get pre-qualified for an auto loan, and it gives you a sense of what's out there and what's available to you, and that's a soft inquiry. It won't hurt your credit. And actually, I was just doing a story on the Victoria's Secret credit card, and something, if you go to checkout, not that I'm saying you should get this credit card, but through the checkout system, there was like a button and you can go and see if you're pre-qualified before you actually put in an application. So I would say look into that, or see if you're interested in a credit card, if they have a pre-qualified website or page out there.
So let me, I know that
Capital One has a pre-qual, someone just said,
Okay. So Magnify Money, one of the things I did, so for example, I had one credit card and I wanted to transfer my balance. And so Magnify Money had this great balance transfer tool where I went on. And so the reason why you transfer your balance is, hey, this card has a 10% interest rate. This card has 0% for 1 year. So I want to transfer what I owe here to this card. But first I want to make sure that I'm actually going to get this card. So I went to Magnify Money, typed in my credit score that I got for free on the Discover Scorecard tool. So just Google Discover Scorecard. Got my score, my credit score, typed it into Magnify Money and how much I wanted to transfer. And they said, based upon you, Tiffany, these are the balance transfer cards that we're pretty sure that you're going to get. And so from there, I applied, and sure enough, got the card, transferred my balance, and I was able to pay it off faster because I no longer had to pay interest for a year. That means all the money I sent it went to the principal, meaning to what I owe. Because typically, let's just say my interest rate is 10%. And just to make it simple, if I owe $100, every dollar I send, only $90 goes to the principal. That 10 cents is gonna go to the people that I owe. But if you have a 0% interest rate for 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, that means for that length of time, all the money that you sent to that card, all of it goes to what you actually owe. So you can pay it off much faster. So let's take maybe just a couple more questions.
I had a question from someone I liked. I'm sorry I'm not saying your names. It's too fast. But someone wants to know about debt management or debt repair plans. Which is awesome because these can be pretty big ripoffs, right?
I agree.
Do you want to take it?
Oh, I'm like, wait.
That was a layup.
I'm like, oh, I didn't even.
I was Shaq, you were Kobe or whatever.
I missed the ball. I'm like, wait, what happened? So that you want to know about should you pay someone to help you pay down your debt? I say this, always, before you hire for help, you should try yourself first. Because oftentimes, and honestly, a good person will tell you that. One of the reasons why I love my accountant is because for 2 years, he kept turning me away because he's like, Tiffany, your taxes are simple, go to TurboTax. It's gonna be way cheaper. Until I started the business and my taxes more complicated, he said, now it's worth it to pay me. So a good person is gonna tell you to try it yourself first, because there's a system that you can use called the snowball system. That's what I used to get rid of $35,000 worth of credit card debt.
Snowball system. We just did a story on a study from multiple universities that found that the snowball debt method is the best.
It is. I love it. And so the snowball debt method, actually, you know what? It's in my, I should go grab it. I'm like, the book, the black book right here. So I explained.
I'll grab it.
Okay. All right, never mind. Because we didn't want to look all unprofessional, but So I detail how I got rid of $35,000 worth of credit card debt in a 1 week budget with Vanna Black. It's actually on Amazon. And so I use that to get rid of my credit card debt. And so try to pay off the debt yourself first. And if it's so overwhelming, there are actually free nonprofits that will help you. There's one called ClearPoint that you can try. They actually have like a free kind of like debt and credit counseling. So ClearPoint, and there's one called the NFCC. I think it's clearpoint.org, and then NFCC.org. It's the National Foundation of Credit Counseling.org. They're also a nonprofit, and they will help you with a debt payment plan, and they will help you with a credit plan for free, or they'll do it based upon your income. So I'm not saying that you don't pay people to help you, because sometimes, you know, the help, you get what you pay for. So you might get free help, but it also might be limited, and you really might need huge help, or maybe you need something to happen right away. And so there are definitely people that I use, like Nativa. She's not free, but she's amazing. And so, you know, I always say start with yourself first, because one, you want to know what you're paying for, even if you do pay someone. You know, someone shouldn't be doing everything for you, and you don't know anything that they're doing. So start to do it yourself first. If you find you can't do it, you know, try to ClearPoint, Angela. ClearPoint, like pencil point.
And if it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. They can't pay. They're not going to give you money to pay off your debt. They're essentially, you're paying them a monthly fee in a lot of cases just to call your credit companies for you on your behalf and try to do the same thing you can do, which is negotiate a lower interest rate, get a lower payment, consolidate some debt. So, you know, honestly, you need to pay someone to do your plumbing for you because you don't want to do it yourself. But
it's a balance. Like
a lot of times, like I agree with Tiffany. You want to learn how to do it yourself first, so that you don't need to be paying them the rest of your life, like $40 a month, which is a lot of money. So
I always say try it. Because you should know anyway, you know, try it. I mean, that's like saying like, well, yes, we could all pay someone to do our laundry, but come on now, you should try it. And then if you get to a point where it's actually worth it to pay someone, because it might be worth it. Let's just say you want to close on a house and your credit score is a 700, and you know with a 740, you can get a much better interest rate, but you need to get it in 6 months. Hey, go ahead and hire somebody. What's the best way to build wealth? All right, Tony, you asked these questions, honey. So here's what I say. So the best way to build wealth is this. 1, you start with your financial goals, like how much do you want to have. 2, you start with a basic building block, budgeting. I feel like Oprah, the 1 week budget. You start with budgeting. You have to have a budget. I don't care how rich, famous, or fabulous you are. You're not gonna have any money if you don't know how to budget. So 2, budgeting, right? 3, you have to manage your debt. You don't have to be necessarily fully debt free, but you have to be paying it down in a systematic way. 4, your credit. You know, in America, credit is important. It's almost more important than how much cash you have, right? So you have to be managing your credit. Your credit score should be decent, because a low credit score means an expensive life. So you're not gonna be wealthy with a 300 credit score necessarily. I mean, unless you're like a football player, basketball player, famous, something like that, who could buy stuff cash. But otherwise, you're gonna need credit. And then 5, savings. So once you get the building blocks of mindset, budgeting, debt, credit, savings. Once you get that budget down, you want to be saving systematically. And here's where people get stuck. They do all this stuff, they save, and they're like, I'm still not rich. You're not gonna save your way to wealth. That savings is the leap. So you save, and you save some more, and you save some more, until you finally have enough to 6, invest. This is the leap. Savings to investing is the leap toward wealth. Because once you invest, rental property, like traditional investing, like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that kind of thing, or business. Those are the 3, right? Is there any really main core?
Relationships, a good diet, healthy balance in life.
We're talking about money.
Okay.
So real estate, like traditional investing, stocks, bonds, that kind of stuff, or business, those are the 3. So you save until you have enough to pour into one of these 3 that you feel comfortable with. Clearly mine is business. That's what I invest in. Superman is really good with his hands. He works for the city where we live. His is real estate. Once he invests, or you invest in one of those things, then you invest, it grows, you enjoy some, and you invest it back into it. It grows, you enjoy some, and you invest the excess back in, and you continue to do so. And that's how you build wealth. So you have a foundation, you save, you invest in one of those 3 things, and keep reinvesting back into yourself while enjoying some of the fruits of your labor. And that's it.
You make your money, make money for you.
Yes, that's the only way to wealth.
Don't wait to start. I'm telling you, do not wait to start.
Do not.
$10, $20, whatever, a little bit goes a long way, and compound interest is no joke.
Yeah. So we're gonna just take one more question, then we're gonna do a wrap up. One more.
Who's got a good one?
Let's see.
I saw a couple of wanted to know about charge-offs, how to deal with charge-offs. I saw that was in all caps.
Yeah. Do you feel?
Charge-offs, no.
Well, then we're gonna leave that to the tip. Because like I said, I'm a financial educator. Credit, although I understand credit and I, like I've dealt with it myself and I've definitely helped a lot of people. You know how it's like saying, yes, I know how to exercise and I'm in great shape, which I do get to get back in the gym. But the difference between that and what is it? How to do behind the bills?
Oh, there was something nasty.
Oh, there was? Oh, yeah. Darn it. And so the difference between that and saying, yes, I'm a certified personal trainer. So I don't want to speak on anything that I don't feel completely, where did they get blocked? Completely comfortable about it. Okay. So we're going to take one more question. And let's see. Will this video be available to be viewed later? Yes, these videos are recorded automatically.
People want to know about medical debt. Medical debt.
Yes.
Is a huge topic.
Yes.
And just I'll do another plug for Magnifying Money because we write dozens of stories on how to get a handle on medical debt and resources that are out there available to you. So again, magnifymoney.com with medical debt, Google it, you'll find some good tools.
And so, Katrina has been adamant. Bankruptcy, please. Okay. Should you file for bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is like financial death and divorce. You have to really, I'm not saying that you should never, file for bankruptcy, but just know that it is very hard to dig your way out of. So it's something you should take very, very seriously. And it shouldn't, filing for bankruptcy because you owe somebody $10,000, to me, that's not a good enough reason. Because you can pay that. Even if you're not making a whole lot. I paid off $35,000 worth of credit card debt while I was on unemployment. So $10,000, $15,000, oh, you owe $500,000? Well, girl, I will see you in the bankruptcy line. So you want to make sure that it makes sense if you're going to apply for bankruptcy, because it's not an easy fix. Like, oh, I don't owe these people, I can get back to my life. No, for 10 years, people are going to be looking at you like,
someone wants to see the best thing.
Oh, yes. And so bankruptcy, so if you applied, so I saw this before, is there life after bankruptcy? Yeah. So one of my friends is a bankruptcy lawyer, and then this is what my friend said. She said one of the ways to start to rebuild your financial life after bankruptcy is to do what I call the jump like Jordan trick. So you're gonna go and get your secured card, go to magnifymoney.com and look for a secured card that's best for you. You're gonna get that card, and you are going to find the cheapest bill that you have on your budget, right? So Netflix, something under $20 if possible. No more than $30, $50 to $50 a month, right? And you're gonna take that card and you're gonna leave that card home. Well, first you're gonna say, hey, Netflix, instead of taking the money from my bank account like you normally do, charge this credit card, the secured card that I have. And you're gonna say, hey, bank account, instead of giving the money to Netflix, I want you to pay off this card. So Netflix charged the card, bank account paid off every single month. And you're going to take that card that's being charged by Netflix and not put anything else on it, and you're going to put that card home. And literally that card's only job is to be charged once a month and paid off once a month. And if you do that, you're going to be able to prove that, one, you make on-time monthly payments, and two, you pay a debt off in full. There's something magical about paying a debt off in full, no matter how much the debt is. Because credit bureaus like habit more than amount. Whether it's $10,000 a month or $10 a month, the habit means more than the amount. So pay off a debt in full every month and do that, and it will help you to offset somewhat the bankruptcy. I'll give you an example. I used to have an 802 credit score. During the recession, I lost my job, so I lost my house. They took it due to foreclosure, which is basically like bankruptcy as far as how bad it hit my credit score. And my 802 went down to a 547. And in 2 years, I did that with 2 cards, paid it off in full every month, having something charged it very little. I paid it off in full every month. And as a result, in 2 years, I went up to a 750 despite having a foreclosure on my credit report, right? And so it works. So that's one of the ways to help to rebuild after bankruptcy. Yes, we're good. She said you guys are being curved. Ouch. What happened? Well, look,
some people said they had trouble buying the book, so I noted that down.
Oh, you had trouble buying the 1 week budget book?
I'm not sure if it's that one or if it's the credit challenge book.
Oh, so if you had trouble buying the credit, so we're gonna just do a recap. So if you had trouble buying the credit challenge book, get it from Amazon. It's just like a regular Amazon purchase. Just type in Budgetnista. BUDGETNISTA. And all my books will show up, but you'll see this cover. So yeah, just go to Amazon. I mean, you know, almost everyone uses Amazon.
And you don't need the book for the challenge, right?
No, you don't. That's one thing I say. Like, you don't have to pay to get help from me. That's not the purpose of the challenge. Honestly, the first challenge, I didn't even have a book at first, but some dream catchers were like, well, girl, everyone doesn't like to do everything digitally. I'm a tactile learner. I want to hold it. So what we did is we took the free challenge and put it inside the book. So if you do the challenge online for free, you're good. You don't have to buy the book. But it's really for people who are like me, honestly. I like to feel it physically. And if honestly, like I said, the challenge costs a lot of money to run. So if you want to give a little love donation by getting the book.
How much is it?
It's $10, like, well, $9.95. So if you want to do that, that always helps too, because it helps to make sure that the machine keeps running. We can help more and more people. But you certainly don't have to. That's not the purpose of the challenge. The purpose of the challenge is to make sure you get help. All right, so you saw it on eBay. Who is selling my book on eBay? You know what? We're going to focus.
Well, now you need it.
So remember, here's a recap. The Live Richer Challenge is sponsored by Magnify Money, who's awesome, magnifymoney.com. And the way you can say thank you is to go to Magnify Money, one word, on Facebook and say thank you, like their page and say thank you. The reason the challenge is free is because of them. Or also, I don't know I'd be able to do it, quite honestly. That's one. Two, the challenge is a free 22-day resource that we do collectively together in the beginning of the year, and then I automate later on. And the way it works is every day in your inbox, you get one small, easy financial task, and that task leads you to, for this challenge, a credit edition, to a better credit score and a better credit report. Three, the book, the Live Richer Challenge credit edition is on Amazon. You don't have to get it, but if you'd like to, it will certainly help. And it's on Amazon, like I said, but it's not necessary for the challenge. It's just the challenge in book form. Four, make sure you don't do the challenge alone. The challenge is meant to be done with at least one other person. Ask somebody next to you, like, hey man, did you do the challenge with me? And she says, if she curves you, just say, you know what? Ask someone in the Facebook group, because when you join the challenge, you are going to be added to our private Facebook group, where there you can ask someone there. Someone is always going to say yes. So that's four. Five, make sure that tomorrow, this is really important. My goal is to have every woman who is wanting to do better financially, for her to have the resources to do so. No one should feel alone when they're trying to better themselves. And you're not. It's just that they don't know that we exist. I cannot possibly know every woman out there, but you do collectively. So tell any woman that you know that needs financial help and is afraid and embarrassed, and tell her about the Live Richer Challenge. Have her sign up. There's a collective community.
No, go ahead.
And so make sure that you share. And one of the best ways to do so is tomorrow. Everyone, I'm asking you to create your Live Richer profile pic. And so if you go to LRCprofilepic.com, L for live, R for Richard, C for challenge, profile pic, PIC.com. You can upload your picture and you get this pretty overlay that says, I'm doing the challenge, basically. Share it on Facebook and on Instagram in particular, and tell the world that you're doing the challenge, because when you share it, you're going to give other women permission to say that they're going to go out and get help too, because the website is on there, all of that. And they might ask you questions about it. So that's five. And why do I do this? So we're going to just end with this. Like I said earlier, I mean, and I tell my story all the time, and the reason why is because of me. Basically, I started off as a preschool teacher. I lost my job. I lost my home. I lost everything. And as I was rebuilding, I realized that it was scary, and I felt alone. And I thought, this really sucks. Other women shouldn't have to go through this. So when I get it together, I'm going to come back to my sisters. And you are my sisters. If you know me, you know I have 4 actual sisters. And so I've just grown up my whole life always looking after my sisters. I'm the second oldest. And you guys are my sisters. And I want to make sure that if you want help, that there is no barrier to your success. No barrier. Not money, not access, not knowledge, not tools, not encouragement, not accountability, not anything. You know, that we provide that. Us, the Dream Catchers, that is our group, for those of you who know, that we provide that here, that the access, the tools, the accountability, everything that you're going to need for success is here. And the only thing you need to do is bring yourself and be willing to do the work. And so I do all of this because this is my purpose. This is my passion. It gets me up in the morning. It keeps me up at night. I get excited when you guys tell me you're doing better. And, I don't know. I've always known that I've been built to be a teacher. Before this, I was a preschool teacher, and I will always be teaching. And it's really the only thing that brings me true joy is knowing that other people are better as a result of something that I've showed them. And so all I ask is that as I show you, you show other people. Do not keep this information to yourself. You need to show other people. You don't have to say the budget needs to taught me. I don't care about all that. I just want to make sure that every woman in your circumference knows, because you know now. That is what the charge that I give to you, that it is important that we do not keep this information to ourselves. It is important that, that anybody who wants to do better has the ability to do so. So with that being said, I love you. And we out. Whatever. We out. Come on, Mandy.
It is Mandy, by the way. Someone's like, is that Mandy?
See, Mandy's fine. And sidebar, you need to listen to Brown Ambition at brownambitionpodcast.com. Yes, we have an awesome podcast and all this awesomeness every week. Oh, look at Crystal. Thank you.
This was so much fun. Good luck on the challenge. Have so much fun. It starts tomorrow.
Yes, it does. All right, guys. Good night. Let me see. How do I turn this down?
I don't know. Bye, Facebook.
Right.
MagnifyMoney.com. Someone asked, what's the website again?
Right. We're going to stop broadcasting.